Coming back from break, the next thing that I really want to be talking about is the importance of your lugs. So for bladed, this is going to apply a fair bit more to you, but even stub in like a high school setting or like a just like graduated setting, but you're looking to still like compete stuff or just like have fun. Rifle noise and protecting your rifle lies primarily behind your lug. So let's say, would you be able to pass me my smoke stock over there on there as like a placeholder for a part in a different video, unreleased? Apology.
Chef, stop cooking.
I want you to listen very closely to the sound in this rifle. So this rifle I competed with at Rocky Mountain. I competed at Nats with it, NITM at the Air Force Academy, and a couple of other comps. But except for my last competition where I competed right here with this stock, this setup, I would not use a lug. And so I was losing out on noise. So listen to
this one.
Look, listen to it. It's just the stock rattling around in the barrel. And while you do want that noise that comes from like a really good sanding, at the same time, you want more of that metallic ring. And where do you get that? If you're looking for it, a lug. And if you're looking to protect your stock, stop it from blowing out and splaying, like right here with this one, it's starting to split down the middle. It's tragic, you know, bad things happen, good rifles, but it's starting to split. It's starting to develop a pretty bad crack down the middle. The handguard is starting to split out, it's starting to splay, and that comes from not using a lug. And there's a couple different types of lugs. There's like the original issue A3 lugs. This one I broke, attempting quad hells. We don't gotta talk about it. Still can't hit it, by the way. Tragedy. And so like this is an A3 lug. It's an original issue. I snapped off this little lug pin. As you can see right here at the front, there's this little hoe. That bit snapped off, so spinning
music licensing reimagined.
Sadly not possible anymore, and it's also quite a bit of a danger to my hands. Let's say like catch on this. That's one thing that you do have to deal with when spinning with like an actual D-mill lug. I've got a stock back here. It's got one of the A1 lugs on it, but it'd be better for me to demonstrate on my blade because I wanted to take it off the rifle. But it still has like all of the main parts of the lug, except I cut off like the actual little hoe part where the blade would attach. So the part this little bit slots into on the blade. I cut that part off so that I'd be able to make a practice blade. But the only difference between this really and this lug is how you put it on. So for this one, if I was putting it on a rifle, I've already done it to this stock since I've competed with this stock. With this almost exact setup, it requires you you trim down the handguard a little bit. So I recommend doing this with your receiver ring on. You push the handguard all the way back, and then you trim just a little bit and a little bit until eventually the hole right here where the screw currently is can comfortably fit right here. And after you've trimmed off enough of the handguard there, I'd start doing it in incredibly small increments. Otherwise, like once you cut off too much, there's nothing you can do with it. You can't add material to the stock. Remember, it's like a measure twice, cut once type deal. And it's always better to leave that room, leave air, like room for error. Otherwise, now you've suddenly got a handguard that is just not the way you want it to be. And another part of this is that I would like to demonstrate is like the gap that you get from these like D-mill lugs. As you can see, it wiggles. It has the ability to wiggle around. That's a part of sanding right here where the lug goes. This one I haven't sanded, and so the lug is just on there tight. But once you sand it a little bit, the lug can wiggle around and listen to the noise. That's primarily from the lug. If you remember how it sounded before. And lugs are immensely important. So that's like the second type of D-mill lug. There's the A1 and the A3. And just know that with the A1 lug, you do have to make the sacrifice of your stock. And so like there's drawbacks. I find personally that if you're going to be spinning stub, the A3 lugs are more enjoyable. But for bladed, the A1 lugs are more enjoyable. So like this lug that is currently on my blade, I find it far more enjoyable if I'm spinning stub than I do the A3 lug, because there's a little bit less metal on there, but you get more protection for your stock. But if you're spinning bladed, I find that the A3, so with the 2 forks, is uncompromisable. It is the absolute best choice to make. It is the most firmly planted on your rifle, and you know, some people might disagree, but it is the superior lug. And then there is, I've got it over here, like the Daisy, or I don't have one personally, the Glendale lugs.
Yeah, you do. You have the gold one.
But while yes, it slips on there nice, and it does have some wiggle room because I've sanded it around quite a bit, there's far less room on the top because it's thicker. I'll show you right here. It's far thicker on the top than it is on the D-mill lug, which allows the barrel to move less. And if you're looking for just protecting your stock, absolutely all right without modifying it, then the Daisy lug is a great way to go. It protects your stocks, in my opinion, the best. You know, prevents them from splaying out and like spreading, prevents them from cracking quite a bit. But you do also have to make the sacrifice of less noise, and it does make the rifle feel worse. So again, it's another like give and take. Do you choose more protection for your stock? Do you choose to like keep your hardware in better condition, or do you bite the bullet? Do you grit your teeth and acknowledge that your stock will over time get messed up for that extra bit of noise? And it's another one of those give and takes. As I said, that's what rifle setup is about. It's finding out what you like and what you're comfortable with. For me personally, I've never liked the Daisy lugs, and that's probably because I haven't really spun with them consistently on well set up rifles. But even still, with that, they're just not my thing. And it's okay, because you have to find out what you like. That's the biggest part of making these videos, is helping people find out what they like. Because me personally, I only spin bladed. That's it. That's all I like. But, you know, somebody like maybe Ivan Enriquez, they're more partial to stub. High schoolers have to spin stub, so they've got to be partial to it, even if only for a while. This is all about just going through the motions and figuring out what you like. If you like a louder rifle, A3.
Deshaun.
It's the greatest way to go, in my opinion. Deshaun set up some pretty good A1s. I still haven't found out the best way to set them up. My friend Wyatt Kane, he has a pretty good setup with an A1 lug, but even still, I personally don't like it, and so I'm not gonna bother spinning with it.
Hey, you don't talk bad about Maria.
I personally don't like it, but it's about finding out what you like. That's like the absolute biggest deal breaker is finding out what you like and being happy with your rifle.
Jay, where's my keys?
And I was happy with spinning without a lug. And if that's your thing, then that's good. But I prefer, taking every advantage that I can get. And, enjoying the littler things, like taking the time to set up your rifle. But in a similar vein, let's say you're using like a practice blade, like a CXD or, one of Damien's blades. One thing that you generally have to do if you're using it, if you have like a big intention on using it. This is the stock and like complete setup that I last used to compete. It's one of my personal blades that I've made, and it's full hardware. It's still got that middle tape right here, if y'all can see. I've got a special bit of tape right here so that I don't run the front screw.
What's that tape called?
This tape is called strapping tape. It doesn't flex. That's the biggest part about it. It doesn't flex, so you can't over tighten it around your rifle. You use that, and then you use, I've got it on this stock. I have, Ethan Rader showed me this actually. I put a little bit of strapping tape here, and then I cut some electrical tape in half, and then I put it over that to mask it. So it just looks like electrical tape, but look at how hard it cinches down the rifle and keeps it in place. Like I can't move the handguard around right here. And so I get that stiffness that I like from a rifle from having like this lug. But with that, I also like get the look and like the sleek look of like a fully taped rifle. And while that might not be what I'm partial to for competition, for practice, it's a godsend. And keeping my hands safe, keeping myself, from unnecessarily damaging my hands like I have done with this mid swivel, with this stacking swivel, like here, this clip, and even my blade too. Like that's unnecessary, but still that's my chosen platform. But before I started rambling about that, I was going to get on about how with practice blades, these screws in here, in your lug, are very prone to snapping if you're not running a stacking swivel. Ethan Rader, he taught me this, and he says that it works for stopping the blade from sliding down and then snapping this screw. I learned this a few days ago, so I can't say anything about that. I haven't spun very seriously since then because I've been trying to take a break, rest my hands.
You say a few days ago, but this is not going to release till like December. It's like November 13th.
But I haven't had time to test it. I'll get back to you guys once I have tested it a little bit more. I fully believe him. Not throwing shade at anybody. I just haven't had time to test it, so I can't say for sure that it works from my standpoint.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, so, as Wesley just said, take it with a grain of salt. But I find that spinning with the stacking swivel allows the handguard to move a little bit more freely and give you that extra noise.
That's why the deburring helps too.
Another thing, again, with the deburring, It allows the handguard to move a little bit freely, but with this tightened all the way down, this middle band, it stops the handguard from completely shifting out of place. Like let's say your handguard is splaying a little bit, like it's starting to flatten out like this one. I just got some bad luck with it. It's starting to split down here. Tragically, it's starting to split right here. You know, just not more cases of bad luck. But this will also help keep your stock together. So just know, the more hardware you run on your rifle, the more it'll be able to be kept together and like stay together. But stocks won't last forever.
They're meant to be dropped.
Hardware won't last forever. You're meant to drop them. You're meant to get better. And again, just find out what works for you. Experiment, mess around, have fun. Your time in drill, whether you ever feel like you'll like never stop, like you love drill so much, it is limited, no matter what. And so take the time you have, set up a good rifle, set up something that you're happy with. Set up something that you can, go home to and be like, oh, bad day at school, bad day at work. Hey, but I got a nice feeling rifle, might as well go outside. Take your time and love your rifle. There are many like them, but this one is mine.
Is that recording?